Hey guys, Tristan5601 here with another Minecraft video, and today is a mod review on a mod called the Cyan Swords mod. This mod is very awesome. I was looking for just any kind of mod, and I just happened to stumble upon this. Why is my game going bad? Don't know why. It's like something's wrong with the mouse. But let's go on. This mod adds a bunch of new swords in, 11 new swords in total, 8 regular, 2 upgrades, and 1 final upgrade. So let's begin. Whoa. First we got the Earth Sword. The Earth Sword is a really cool sword. It adds, sorry, well, I'm just bugging out now. To make the Earth Sword, you will need 1 blaze rod and 2 dirt. See that, guys? Dirt finally has a good reason to be in this game. I'm proud of this mod. Next up, we have the Water Sword. The Water Sword, you need 4 glass, 1 stick, and 2 water buckets like this, and you get the Water Sword. Next up, we have the Fire Sword, which requires 2 blaze powder and a blaze rod. Next is the Thunder Sword. The Thunder Sword requires 2 blocks of redstone, so it is using the new 1.5 items and all that, and 1 blaze rod. Now, let me pull out these 4 swords, and I'll show you guys what these 4 swords do. Mouse is getting really weird all of a sudden. Let me read you the effects. For the Earth Sword, it does 3 damage, and you right click to spawn 4 dirt columns to protect against mobs. Gives player the resistance effect, and it's for a duration of 2000. Water Sword does 3 damage, right click for 4 water columns to spawn around you. Gives player water breathing effect for a duration of 1000. Fire Sword does 4 damage. Right click for 4 fire columns to spawn around you, burning mobs that touch them. Gives player fire resistance effect. Duration 1000. Thunder Sword does 4 damage. Right click for 4 lightning that hit down around you. Gives player super speed effect. And duration 1000. So, Earth Sword's up first. Right click. And ta-da! You got 4 columns spawning around you. Thought it was kind of odd because I was standing right here and it spawned these 2 here and that over there. I don't know whether that's a bug or not, but it is pretty weird. Besides that, really awesome. You get free dirt just like that. Water Sword. And it does the same thing. Whoa. Does the same thing, but there really is no thing to this. It's just spawn water, which I could find useful if you're standing over lava, and that would be really awesome. It could help make obsidian, help you get away from mobs. The forum post really didn't say anything. Let me turn down my sounds. The forum post didn't really say anything about why it does this. It just does it to be doing it. Now, next up is the Fire Sword. It spawns 4 fire. Yeah. Fire. And that's really useful if you're wanting to, well, if this mod could become multiplayer PvPing, these swords could really be useful. My mouse's sensitivity is like really off the roof for some reason. And next up, Thunder Sword. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's spawning lightning down. Now, as you can see, let me reuse the Water Sword. It gave us effects. Speed is from the Lightning Sword, Thunder Sword. Resistance from the Earth Sword. Fire resistance from the Fire Sword. And water breathing from the Water Sword. So the Water Sword does have a really good bonus with the water breathing. That could be really useful. Well, actually, all of them are really useful. What am I saying? So let's put these back in the chest. Oh, the super speed's gonna get annoying a little bit. So one quick more look at the crafting recipes for these, so that way you guys can see again. Next up is the other swords. This is the wind sword. To craft it, you will need 4 feathers, like this, 2 iron ingots, like this, 1 stick, like this, and then 2 blaze rods, like this, under the feathers. Then you have the light sword. Light sword requires you to have 2 gas tiers, like this, when you're crafting a sword, 2 gold nuggets on each bottom end corner, and then a blaze rod under the 2 gas tiers. Gas tiers, and then between the gold nuggets, you get the light sword. Then comes the dark sword. The dark sword requires you to have 2 obsidian, like this, 2 skeleton skulls, which is going to be really hard considering the rarity, spawn values, and all that, and then 1 blaze rod. You get the dark sword. Then my favorite out of all of them, the ender sword for regulars. You have to have 4 ender pearls, like this, 2 blaze rods, like this, 1 stick, and then 2 iron ingots. You get the ender sword. So the crafting recipe is not all that different from the wind sword. It's just, instead of the feathers, you need ender pearls. And it's not really that hard. You just gotta be able to kill endermen. And the majority of these swords, as you can see, require you to have to go to the nether. But it's not bad. It's really interesting. Whoa. Just let me arrange these in a better position. Why mouse sensitivity have to be so stupid? The wind sword does 2 damage. Right click for super jump. I would like to put in that there is a caution for this. You still do take damage, and it's going to hurt a lot, because super jump is really, really, really amazing. When it hits a mob, it will send them far away. I mean, far. Gives player super speed and super jump effects for a duration of 1000. The light sword does 4 damage. When it hits a mob, it will give that mob weakness and blindness effects. Right click for night vision and invisibility effects. Duration 1000. Dark sword does 4 damage. When it hits a mob, it will give the mob wither and blindness effects. Right click for night vision, blindness, and invisibility effects. And those 3 effects are for your player. Duration 1000. Ender sword does 3 damage. Right click to throw an ender pearl and it will send you to where you are looking. Plus you take no damage from the teleportation. Duration 1000. So let's go over here. And the wind sword. Oh, that wasn't much of a jump, but it is a jump. Now we got speed and jump boost. I'm a human-sized rabbit. Light sword gives us night vision, invisibility, and there should be no, that's the other sword. And like I said, when we hit a mob, it gives them weakness and blindness effects. So let me get a mob out. Let's go for a slime. Oh, peaceful. There we go. Now, die. As you see, with those bubbles he had before he died, he had, the effects. Whoa. Come back here. I'm gonna kill you two. Now for the dark sword. Dark sword gives us blindness 2, night vision, and invisibility. Oh, wow. This is intense. Let me get a bucket of water. Bucket of milk out. Or is it just because I'm looking down at the ground? I don't know. Dark Sword does that. And then the Ender Sword, which I'm going to try and aim back. There we go. I should put these swords away. And we will get out the last 3 swords. But the first 2 of them at a time, and the last one because it's so epic. To make the Peaceful Nature Sword, which is one of the 2 upgrades of 2 swords, you need 3 jungle saplings like this, 1 sugarcane, and you need the Earth Sword. So you get the Peaceful Nature Sword. To make the Meteor Sword, you need 4 blaze powders like this, 1 blaze rod, 1 fire charge. I do not know how to get those, so I'm going to be looking that up if there is a way, and 1 fire sword to get the Meteor Sword. The level 1 upgrades. Peaceful Nature Sword does 3 damage. Right click for 4 wood columns to spawn around you to protect against mobs. When it hits a mob, it will give confusion effect, gives player resistance effect for a duration of 2000. Meteor Sword does 4 damage. Right click for 4 fire columns to spawn around you and to throw a fire charge. Gives player fire resistance effect, duration 1500. So this is a little bit different from the other swords, but it kind of gives the same effects. This right here, it's just the same thing as the Earth Sword, except it doesn't spawn dirt, it spawns wood, as you can see. See? And that's useful. It's an infinite wood source, I would say. Meteor Sword. And it throws a fire charge. Yeah. Oh, crap. Well, when in doubt, Water Sword. Ta-da! Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Water Sword, you just found a use. I need to figure out why my mouse sensitivity is off the roof. But let's put these swords back, then bring out the last sword upgrade. It's a level 2 upgrade, and it's the best sword, I think, out of all of these. And it's the Wild Nature Sword. It requires you to have 3 cactus, like this, 1 sugarcane, and then you need the Peaceful Nature Sword. So this is technically the ultimate form of the Earth Sword, and it looks really cool, as you can see. Just look at that. It's like a pine tree in your hand, but it's not. It's cactus in your hand. Now, for the level 2 upgrade. The Wild Nature Sword does 3 damage. Right click for 4 cactus columns to spawn around you to protect against mobs, and that's really useful. When it hits a mob, it will give poison effect, and it gives player resistance effect. Duration 2000. Well, oh, didn't mean to do that. And there you go. That is the Cyan Swords mod. Hope you guys enjoyed. I do hope that in the future they will add more swords. A sword I would think would be really useful is a sword that can send someone to the end. Because you guys know how hard it is to find a stronghold and all that. But with that, the sword could probably have a one-use charge. Like, what I mean is, you can use it, and then all of a sudden it loses the charge, but it doesn't lose all the other effects it has. And I don't know how that would work, but it'd be really useful. And then from there you can just try and find the stronghold yourself. Because we all know living in a stronghold, really awesome, because they got tons of items in there. And spawners too, I think. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Favorite this. And if you guys want more mod reviews, just ask. Because I will be doing one every Saturday. But I could move one day for an extra. I'm just happy I could get this video up today. Goodbye.